Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's a beautiful spring day and I am making plans on which ones of my phals that are growing in moss need to be repotted. So I thought I would just go through that with you so that you can kind of see my thought process on that. And I'm going to be planning on repotting some things soon. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my cute little tester phal for moss. This one has been in this moss for about a year. The moss is in really, really good shape. I used the Better Grow Orchid Grade Premium Moss. So this is in really good shape. As you see, there's a little bit of moss that's kind of missing from the top from where I've had to dump the water out this way for about a year. This one doesn't have any holes in the bottom of it. So I'm going to transfer the ones that don't have holes in the bottom. I'm going to transfer all of those this time. And so you can see it's time for this one to be repotted. I even marked on the pot that it was repotted in this moss this time last year. There's no room for any new growth here. So this one definitely needs to be repotted. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this up out of the pot and I'll show you what I'm planning on putting it in. This is a 12-ounce Chinette cup and my husband drilled holes in the bottom of it for me. And I believe, unless I get in here and see that the roots are just longer than I thought, I believe this is going to be the right size for these roots to grow down into. My roots tend to grow long and down in the pot rather than around. So these longer, these drinking cups are just perfect for my miniatures. The next step up that I have is an 18-ounce solo cup that I'm going to drill holes in the bottom of. So if either one of these has some really, really long roots, it might go down in this one. But I'm thinking this is going to be just the right size. Okay, now this one has been blooming now for about 2 or 3 months. So I'm not going to bother this plant at all if I repotted it this time. Now with my little Intensity Mini, it just bloomed out. So I want to wait probably about a month to repot it. Just let that bloom harden off some. They get to the point where they're not really that sensitive anymore after they've been on the plant for a while, after they've totally bloomed out and they've been bloomed out for a while. But as you see, the roots have all grown down to the bottom. So there's nowhere for any new root growth to go. So I'm going to need to do that one as well. And this is the same size cup that I think that I'm going to use with this one. That's my plan anyway. And here is Buddy Phal, and he is growing in the Better Grow Moss, Orchid Grade Premium Moss. And this one is still good. There's not much moss missing from the top. Now at some point I am going to have to repot because look at the roots. They've grown all the way down to the bottom, but he is just now blooming out. So I'm just going to see how this one goes. If I repot it at this time, I just don't want to lose any buds off of this spike. So I might end up repotting him in the fall. That's another good time of the year to repot. And here's my beautiful Boldens Kaleidoscope that is growing in moss. And I repotted this in October. So I've gotten a lot of really good root growth here. Now how you're going to know if your orchids that are growing in orchid pots like this with the holes in the bottom, you're going to know when it's time to repot when the roots start growing through those holes because there's nowhere else for the new root growth to go. But this one should be just fine until at least fall. I might even wait until next spring to repot this one. And here is my beautiful Cattleya that is about to bloom. And after this blooms, I'm definitely going to need to repot it. As you remember, I did a repotting video on this one. The date was September 21st, 2017. And I put this one in an 8-inch pot. This was in New Zealand Sphagnum moss. It has been growing in New Zealand Sphagnum moss now for about 12 years. Goodness. And as you see, the moss is in perfect shape. It's just beautiful. And I had just added more moss to the larger pot, and that's what I'm going to do this time. Probably in May, after this one gets done blooming, I'm going to put it in a 9-inch pot, huge pot. The next time I'm going to have to find a clear bucket to put it in because the root growth is just amazing on this beautiful plant. So let me show you my favorite types of moss. These are the ones that I use. This is the Best Grow New Zealand Sphagnum moss. I love this. My Cattleya has thrived in this for 12 years. This is the way that it comes to you. It's flat as a pancake, but this makes 8 liters of sphagnum moss when you rehydrate it. So this is excellent quality moss. Also, this is my Better Grow premium grade orchid moss. When you buy moss, just make sure that you're buying orchid moss because that is what is really going to make your orchids thrive. All of my phals are in the Better Grow moss, and I highly recommend it as well. They have done very, very well in this moss. So I'm really looking forward to making some videos about repotting in sphagnum moss. I really enjoy doing those videos, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day and be highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed. And we'll talk to you all next time.